from San Francisco, California, this is the Rock and Roll Geek Show. This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Saturday, August 24th. Is it today the 24th? Whatever it is. It's day, it's day 24 of the Dog Days of Podcasting, where I'm doing a show a day for the entire month of August, and it's going by fast. I am in Capetown, South Africa. Day 2 in Capetown. We stayed at our friend Sarah's apartment last night after a night of drinking with Paul Houston and his old bass player. I believe Michael's his bass player, and his bass player's wife, who's also been married to him for 34 years. Today, what did we do today? Went to a place called Arnold's for breakfast. I had some ostrich sausage and peri-peri chicken livers, and I asked for my chicken livers to be slightly undercooked. They were still slightly overcooked. You gotta cook chicken livers barely for them to taste great, otherwise they're dry and mealy, but they were delicious. We went back to Arnold's for dinner and had ostrich carpaccio for the appetizer, which is like, sliced raw ostrich, and it had maybe a little bit of pesto or some kind of spices on top of it. That was one of the best meats I've ever eaten in my entire life. I'm sitting outside of a hotel right now where Brian is staying, at the Kloof Street Hotel. So there's a little bit of noise. It's Saturday night in Capetown and people are out partying. The dinner tonight was fantastic. Brian had Eland. What is? Oh, here comes a bunch of hipsters coming into the hotel. It's a boutique hotel. Oh, some whitey is here. No blacks in this hotel. All right. Brian had eland, whatever that venison is, eland. It was great. My wife had eland as well, but she had hers overcooked. She likes it medium. Brian had his medium rare, and it was really good. I had the braised lamb shank. Fantastic, melt in your mouth. That was one of the best meals I've ever had. And the total for 3 people, including, I had 2 Amstels. My wife had 3 or 4 vodka cranberries. Brian had 2 ciders. The total, including the bill, came to 1,600 Rand, which is, let me pull up my app on my phone here, 1,600, including the tip, $89.74 for 2 ostrich carpaccio appetizers, 3 meals, 4 vodka cranberries, 2 Amstels, and 2 ciders. Pretty good deal at Arnold's. I think most of the stuff here we've been having is pretty cheap. And we walked down, I'm having trouble walking now because of my knee. I think I fell up the stairs. Like I did a Joe Biden last night when I was recording the podcast, because I had about 4 or 5 Coronas with Paul Houston, and I damaged my knee. It's all swollen and I can barely walk on it. But hey, I'm not going to the hospital in Africa, okay? Call me whatever you want to call me, but I ain't going to an African hospital. I'll power through it, friends. Tomorrow we're gonna go to a cookout. What they call it, a Banai, Banaai. Paul Houston and his friends are gonna, they invited us over for a cookout. That should be fun. We're gonna have some Horbork, is that what you can, I don't know, some kind of sausage. That's the traditional cookout food is some kind of long sausage. So we're gonna have long sausage for cookout. We're gonna do that. In the morning we're gonna go, I think, to this place called Boulder Beach and look at penguins. All right, could do that at the zoo 5 blocks from my house in San Francisco, but we're gonna do it on the beach. We're going to do a half-day thing, and then we're going to come back and go to a Benai with Paul Houston and his friends. And yeah, it should be fun. I'm going to play Bruce McMillan's comment right now. So let's take it away, Bruce. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to talk, pause it and talk, so I'll try to talk over Bruce if I have to. So here we go. Here we go. Hello. Oh, shit. Hold on.
In San Antonio, Texas. Calling in for the second time in one.
Let me start that again, okay?
Hey, Michael Butler. It's Bruce, the rock and roll banker in San Antonio, Texas. Calling in for the second time in 1 week, which is a record. Called in for your 20th anniversary to give you some kudos there. And today I thought I'd call in with a couple of show reviews to help you out with some production, right, for the dog days. So it's Sunday the 18th at 10:18 a.m. How you doing?
I'm super great. Couldn't be better. All right. No.
Glad to hear it. I think
Yeah.
I'll have a sip of this fine black coffee on a Sunday morning. Anyway, at the risk of Joe Polak, I think it was Joe, flying out to San Antonio from wherever he lives and kicking my ass, I'm going to give a couple of show reviews that are country-based.
Oh, good. Country.
I think it was Joe. I don't remember. Somebody called in a while back, and it was a show review for a country artist. And then I think
No,
Joe
that was
either called in or commented on the Facebook or something.
that was Moya.
Country music sucks, and
She did a
should
blog.
be doing show reviews on the Rock and Roll Geek Show for country acts. But in my opinion, every genre of music has some good stuff. Pretty much every genre. And again, I wanted to give you some Dog Days filler.
Thank you, friend.
And I'm not going to go into depth on the concert reviews, but the first one was a while back. It's George Strait.
George Strait.
He set the record for attendance.
Wow.
The U.S. record for concert attendance. And that was at
In this venue?
College Station, which is the home of Texas A&M University, which is where our youngest daughter goes. She's 20, and my wife went there, and her grandpa went there, so it's generations
alumni
of Aggies.
Go Ags.
Sorry, lost my train of thought.
Me too,
Back
friend.
on track. They call them Aggies. If you went to Texas A&M,
go
you're an
Ags.
Aggie because it was originally an agricultural
That's right.
college back in the day. So anyway, my wife's father also lives in College Station, and he called her. He had an extra ticket. He got tickets to the show on the 5th row. So my wife's like, should I go? And I said, hell yeah. I mean, how often are you going to get to see any kind of a show from the 5th row? And George Strait's the king of country, and you get to go with your dad, so you better go. And so both our daughters live in College Station. So I just got some cheap seats, and the three of us went and sat up in the rafters. But, it was a good show. George Strait, what are you going to do? 110,000, set a record, blah, blah, blah. So that was cool.
110,000 people.
Opening acts. Parker McCollum, who I didn't know, and Katie Offerman, who I didn't know. One thing I thought was cool, though, both of those, Parker McCollum and Katie Offerman, are from the San Antonio area, basically, or surrounding cities in South Texas. And then when George Strait introduced his band, every single one of those guys was either San Antonio, New Braunfels, which is just north of San Antonio.
New Braunfels is where the rock and roll...
Again, the surrounding area.
Brian
George
Cranston
Strait
gave me a
actually
New
lives-
Braunfels shirt.
The high-end housing area here is, it's only a few miles up the highway from where we are, and he lives in the Dominion. And anyway, everybody in the band was from Texas. There was one guy from Louisiana. So anyway, kind of cool. And then our oldest daughter called a few weeks back, and she asked if I liked, kind of country rock. And I'm like, again, I like just about everything. So She wanted to know if we wanted to go see Treaty Oak Revival, who I'd never heard of.
I've never heard of them
They have
either.
2 albums out. So I listened to those, and I told her, of course I'll go. I'll go to damn near anything. So my wife,
especially
and I,
with
and
your daughter,
our youngest daughter, and the oldest daughter and her boyfriend, we went and saw Treaty Oak Revival, and it was actually kind of a rodeo. It's called Bulls, Bands, and Barrels. And it was featuring
that is a
Dylan
good
Gossett,
time, friend.
Treaty Oak Revival. So they had a bunch of bull riding, and then some barrel racing. The girls on the horses circling the barrels, and little rodeo action there for about an hour. And we all thought that Treaty Oak Revival was the main act. And there's this other guy, Dylan Gossett, this is a real strange story, but when my daughter told her cousin, who lives up in Austin, my brother and his family live up there, she was going to this show, he was like, oh yeah, his sister, my niece, our daughter's cousin, used to date this Dylan Gossett back in high school. I'm like, that's pretty weird. So we're going to go see this guy. And I texted my brother about it. I'm just like, do you remember your daughter dating this Dylan Gossett? And he goes, yeah, as a matter of fact, that was her first kiss. I'm like, okay.
And he didn't put you guys on the list?
Crazy. And he said, we like the guy, and apparently he's doing pretty well now, and he even opened up for Morgan Wallen on his recent tour or something. So, interesting stuff. So again, we thought it would be the rodeo, then Dylan Gossett, then Treaty Oak Revival. But after the rodeo, Treaty Oak Revival came out. And let me tell you, man, my definition for those guys is rowdy. I mean, they're a freaking rowdy band. Their music's okay. It was all kind of the same, kind of country rock. And 2 or 3 songs in, the lead singer's standing up there, and he's got a 16-ounce beer, it looked like, in his hand. And he's whipping the crowd to get him rowdy, and he just starts slinging that friggin' beer all over the place.
Everywhere except in his mouth.
The next song, I think there's beer all over the stage, all over, the first few people in the front row. At one point, the bass player even fell on his ass because it was slippery. And they kind of encourage everybody to get nuts, and people were throwing beers and cups and all kinds of shit at the band onto the stage for a good piece of the show. I mean, I was just like,
I am sure that the venue
usually
loved
that's quite
that.
discouraged. You don't want to get nailed by a beer. Anyway, that was interesting. So after they were done, this Dylan Gossett was to come out, who again, I guess dated my niece back in the day, and never heard a thing from him, didn't really care. So we left. So I have no review for him. So anyway, just thought I'd throw you out there a quick show review. Hopefully nobody's going to get pissed off and fly to San Antonio and kick my ass.
I think they're going to get more pissed off at me interrupting you while you're
review.
talking, Bruce.
The next rock one I will definitely call in about. I was hoping that, what is it called? Sammy Hagar and Satriani and the guys, I forget what they're calling that tour. It's not coming to San Antonio, which kind of bums me.
Back to both worlds.
I thought about going to Houston.
Best of all worlds.
I don't know if I really want to deal with that. So, I don't know. We'll see what the next show is, but hope you're doing good, enjoying the dog days, and we will talk to you later. Stay frosty, my friend.
Stay frosty, Bruce. As you can tell, I have to push the microphone, and it's really loud in here. We got people in this hotel lobby partying. I'm down here waiting for my wife and Brian to book the excursions when we get up to Zambia. So I'm down here in the lobby waiting. I figured I would do a podcast, and it's loud in here, but hey, what are you going to do, friends? Skip the episode if you don't like it, but it's too late. The episode's over. All right, friends. Thank you, Bruce McMillan, for the audio comment. You, too, can leave me a show review. Record it into your phone. Email it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. That's how the show reviews go when I'm doing this from the backpack on the iPhone. Richard Fusey asked about the program that I use on the phone to rip music from YouTube. It's actually a Siri shortcut. So you download the Siri shortcut called SW-DLT, and it puts a shortcut on, and when YouTube video is playing, you hit the little square with the arrow, and down there it says SW-DLT, and that rips it. That gives you the option to download the audio or the video, and that's how I bring the songs into the backpack. Like I did this one I'm going to play. I forget who posted this on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook group, but this is the second single from Mogg's Motel, Phil Mogg from UFO. His girlfriend or wife or something is in the video, and she's kind of annoying, but you be the judge of how this song is. This is called Sunny Side of Heaven. Thank you for listening, friends. I know it's loud in here, but it's Saturday night in Cape Town, and it's party time. Party time. All right. rockandrollgeek.com. Oh, I'm going to go tell these people to shut the fuck up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dudes. There's 7 dudes and 2 girls. 3 girls. I'm gonna go get them. Heads are gonna roll, friends. They're interrupting the podcast. All right, rockandrollgeek.com, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Find me on the Facebook R&R Geek. Find me on the Twitter R&R Geek. Find me on the Instagram Rock and Roll Geek. Don't ask. Value for value, friends. And it's day 24 of the Dog Days of Podcasting. dogdaysofpodcasting.com. If you get any value out of this, please contribute what you can, friends. Because as they say, I'm looking for a house in Africa. All right. No, I ain't. Trust me, I ain't. I'm on the other side of the world in Africa. I can't tell you how strange that feels, but I'm here. I'm doing it. And I'm watching my bank account. I got like not that much in the bank account, and the guy on Turo, the car rental place, escalated it to Turo. So now it's between Turo to decide whether I got to pay this guy 1,074 pounds for a 3-inch scratch that I didn't put on this fucking van. Keep the donations coming, friends. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to go look at the penguins on the beach. Then we're going to go cook out with Paul Houston and his friends. Should be fun. Maybe I'll pull the microphone out and we'll do a podcast with Paul Houston. All right, here's Mogg's Motel. I'll talk to you tomorrow, friends.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.